Long back, a young boy named James lived in a deserted village, located in the vicinity of a desert. He was an educated person and doing business in surrounding areas. He had a beautiful wife and cute son in his family. But he was not happy with his life. Every now and then, he had to face a new problem in life. He always used to get worried and kept thinking about the problems. Once a saint from distant city of James came along with caravan of 100 camels outside his village and decided to stay there for a few days. Soon there were talks all around the nearby villages that Saint solves the problems of people with his wisdom. People began to reach him with their problems. James also came to know about this, and he also decided to visit the saint. When James reached the place, there was a huge crowd of hundreds of people. After waiting for a long time, James' turn came for meeting with Saint. He asked Saint, "Holy man, I am very unhappy with my life. All the time, the problems surround me. Sometimes the business tension is there, sometimes family problems, and sometimes I am worried about my health. Please tell such a solution that all the problems from my life come to an end and I can live happily." Saint smiled and said, "Son, it is very late today. I will give your answer tomorrow morning. But will you do a small thing for me?" James agreed to do the needful for the saint. The saint said, "Look, son, there are 100 camels in our caravan. The caretaker of them has fallen sick today. I want you to take care of them tonight. Just ensure that all the camels sit down and take proper rest. When all the 100 camels will sit down, then you can also go and sleep." After guiding James, the saint went to his tent. The next morning, Saint met James and asked, "My son, I hope you had quality sleep last night." James felt miserable and replied, "No, I could not sleep even for a single moment. I tried a lot, but I could not make all the camels sitting down." Saint smiled and said, "I knew this would be the case. So far, it has never happened that all these camels sit together," James asked in the voice of anguish. "Then why did you ask me to do this?" Saint replied, "Son, did you notice what have you experienced last night? No matter how much you tried, all the camels did not sit together. If you ensured the camels on one side have sat, then on other side you would have found few others camels standing." Saint continued, "Similarly, when you solve one problem, then for some reason or other you will find problems keep coming in life. As long as you will live, these problems will keep arising, sometimes less and sometimes more." "So what should we do?" James asked curiously. Saint replied, "Despite these problems, learn to enjoy the life. If you noticed what happened last night, there were many camels which sat down by themselves, for many of you had to put some effort, but many camels did not sit even after your enormous efforts." James confirmed that exactly same happened last night. Saint smiled and said, "And if you went back after some time, you would have found that some of camels who did not sat even after your lot of efforts have now sat themselves." James replied, "Yes, it happened last night." Saint asked, "Did you understand something from this?" James did not have any answer and was looking towards Saint with curious eyes. The saint continued, "Problems are like camels. Some problems get solved themselves, some get solved when you put some effort, and some problems do not get solved, even after trying your best. Trust the timings of your life and leave such problems on time. At right time, these problems themselves will come to an end." James was stunned with camel-sitting metaphor. Now he had altogether new perspective towards problems of life. Lessons from the motivational story. As Saint mentioned in this short motivational story, if there is life, then some problems will always exist. But this does not mean that you keep thinking about them all day long. If that happens, then the caretaker of the camels can never sleep. Put your best efforts to solve the problems. Even after your best efforts, if few problems are not in your control, keep such problems aside and enjoy life. Live the life-mindful way and have peace of mind. When their time comes, those problems will get solved themselves. Learn to thank God for the blessings He had already given. Sufferings will diminish itself.